Hello, and welcome everybody to Rosy Glow and to this new moon for StarSeeds activation and co-creation. Now, this is the time. It is my time. I am a Leo myself, and I have my birthday on the Lionsgateportal closing on the 12th. So this is when energy goes whoosh, and we have a portal behind us and an invitation now, which is what this whole co-creation is about, to really activate the divine child codes within us. I'm going to talk a little bit about this in a moment before we go into the co-creation. What I always do is I start these co-creations with a cacao blessing. So even if you don't have ceremonial cacao, the frequencies of the cacao diva will be reached, well, will be sent out to you and can be received by your heart if you would like to receive them. And if you are new to cacao, ceremonial grade cacao basically connects us to our hearts. It reignites our own passion for life, why we're here. And it brings balance and harmony where we are out of balance and out of harmony. So if you ever want to purchase any, we do have it for sale on the Rosy Glow website in the store, the web store, whatever that's called. And if you're purchasing it elsewhere, just get some ceremonial grade. It's actually different to raw cacao. It's way more potent and a very powerful transmitter of the starseed codes. Rosy Glow was born as a concept from the first cacao ceremony I ever went to. So again, if you would like to just make sure you've got a notebook and pen for stuff that comes up as I'm talking, your favorite crystals around you, any magical tools you'd like to energize. And once we've actually worked with the cacao blessing and brought in these frequencies, feel free to just have a little stretch around and get comfortable for a half-hour sit, okay? So without further ado, let's start with rubbing our hands together and having a little shake. Just let your breath be fully received by your body and stretch your arms up. Have a little yawn, open the lungs, open the heart. Whatever's been going on so far in this day, remember it's only coming up for clearing, it's only coming up for releasing. And bring those hands to your shoulders and elbows. A little roll, we're activating the wings of our heart. And you can stretch one up and then the other. Go across the body, open to the center and open. And then allow the elbows to come together, stretch them up, and then round your back, bring them down. Take a lovely deep breath into the front of your heart and breathe out through the back of your heart. And release those arms, stretch your fingers. And now you can either bring your hands to your heart center or bring your cacao up to your heart center. Take a moment to close your eyes and open to creating a sacred space. A sacred space where we can invite grace in. And grace is the power of revelation. It allows those aha moments to drop in so we can see the light where we have been fumbling around in the fog and the dark. So let's create this portal, this sphere, this container by drawing a circle in the air with our nose in front of us. So you inhale up, exhale down. Once you've gone around 3 times one way, switch the direction. Okay. And then draw your nose up and down. So we're establishing a connection between Gaia and Source through our own bodies. Inhale the chin neutral, so it's parallel to the floor. Lift your chest. And then exhale, turning your head to the left. And we're consciously releasing the karma drama of our ancestors of all the narcissists and the martyrs that have existed in our bloodlines, and elements of our own narcissism and martyrdom that we have carried in our soul memory. And inhale, center. And now exhale with delight to the right into the future, claiming our divinity, claiming the divine child, the right to co-create through joy, fun, and play, and to fully accept ourselves. I am unapologetically me. Come back to the center. And now exhale, drop your chin to your heart. And acknowledge that divine spark within you that is source consciousness, ready to be ignited. Let the smile in your heart find you. And as you feel this smile beam across your heart, know that you're stepping into the sphere in front of you, the portal that we created with our nose. And now this portal expands to create a sphere of compassion around us. So you make that sphere as big as you want to, so you feel safe and held. And imagine now the sun above us, the moon below the sun, as this crescent moon about to bring down some lovely moon dust for us. And then all of the portals, the stargates that are the suns of the galaxies, our universe, the multiverse, and the omniverse, aligning us fully with the gifts of this Lion's Gate, which is open now for the next 3 weeks, and aligning us with our true essence, our divinity. And from source, we invite Mama Cacao, the spirit of the cacao diva, to sprinkle grace, compassion, and love down through all of these portals, gently opening the crown of the head and our soul chakra about 2 to 3 foot above, so we can start to receive this downpour of love light. You may see it as gold, you may see it as soft pink, it may come through as another color, but it feels delicious. And I'd like you to imagine this is the Divine Mother giving you a hug from the inside and the outside. And this frequency of nurturing is saying, you're just fine. I love you. I see you. I accept you. I hold you in all that you are. And know that the Divine Mother is held by the Divine Father. And he too is like a container that holds this energy so that it can be received by us through the nurturing of Mother Divine. Now allow your heart to soften, the soles of your feet to soften. And as you receive, you can give from your overflow to the earth, to Mother Earth. Replenish yourself fully. And as your cells are saturated with light and love, let the overflow feed your earth chakra, the crystalline grid around the earth, and then let it flow all the way down to the heart and womb of Mother Earth. So you are anchoring your tapping root into the core of Gaia. You can imagine this is extending from your tailbone and through your feet and even through your pelvic floor, strongly anchoring you into this physical reality, so that each and every one of us can receive as much of our soul light as we are ready for right now. And to fully activate this, we'll send the sound Ma into the earth, Om into the universe, and on from our hearts to each other. This connects us to the crystalline grid, the divine mind grid, and the divine human heart grid. Deep breath in. Now notice any sensations in your body, anywhere you've become aware of, and bring this light and love from the Divine Mother and the Divine Father down your arms, into your heart or into your cup, so that your cacao is infused with this total love and acceptance and the frequencies of fun, play, and joyful expression. I am that way. You can gently bow your head to your heart. Slowly open your eyes. And gently come back. Lovely. So welcome to everyone who have just joined. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story. Well, not really. There's always a preamble to everything that we do, because in order for us to really feel safe to enter into uncharted territory, we need to have a sense of where we've come from and where we want to go to. So in the last full moon and new moon co-creations that we had, we were really working with the energies of creating internal safety so that we're no longer dependent on external validation. And the wound that truly came up was the narcissistic wound. And this can really show up in any struggling parent, okay? So whether there's often this pattern around being a single parent or having been orphaned, and our unmet needs that get played out from one generation to the next. Now, as we're moving into this new moon and full moon energy, we are working with fully accepting ourselves. So the shadow side of last month's new moon and full moon, as the July portal opened, the 7th of the 7th, was actually about blame and guilt, and the way we kind of either project onto others what we don't accept, or we hurt ourselves with basically what is put upon us that we don't then allow ourselves to let go of. It's not our story, it's not our truth, we just need to release it. Now we're coming into this energy of clearing the martyrdom wound, which is really important. It's going to show up with the next full moon, the full moon in Aquarius. Because for many of us who are way showers, healers, visionaries, teachers, therapists, parents, we have this subconscious belief that a really elevated soul will suffer for others. A really elevated soul will choose, as Christ came to this earth to do, to take a whole load of challenge from others and help to allow an opening and a clearing. Now, we do, each of us do this when we come in as starseeds into our physical bloodlines, okay? We come in to re-experience something we've already evolved beyond, we've already moved beyond in the non-physical. And in choosing to forget and then remember again, it's the ultimate test that we have mastered something. We have a really positive effect on the bloodlines that we've chosen to come into. And as a result of that, we clear a lot of the karma drama that would otherwise pass into future generations. So it stops with us. But typically, we have a pretty challenging early life experience. And for most of us, it leaves its mark. We have scars, we have internal wounds. And for us to really fulfill our mission on this earth, it's important to remember that each and every one of us has done the martyrdom bit. We've done the suffering for others in previous lifetimes and in our early life here. For us to fully activate our gifts and be the most potent and impactful version of ourselves in this world, we're required to drop that story of suffering for others. It's not serving them and it's not serving us. And if you're anything like me, it's very easy to point it out in others, much harder to see it in ourselves. So I'm inviting you to accept that on some microscopic level, you will have some kind of narcissism wound, some kind of martyrdom wound. We all do. And this is what leads us into this new moon, in the sense that this new moon is really about claiming our sovereignty as being unapologetically ourselves. So in order for us to really embody this and work with the energy of the Lion's Gate gifts, which is to align us fully with why we've come to this earth, to remember that, to get on the path again if we've come off it, we are required to look at where shame is running in our lives. Could be sexual shame, could be shame around selling, could be shame around love, being loved, accepting, receiving, shame around being our full power selves because we don't want others to feel inadequate around us. Could be shame on any level you can imagine. And I'm not asking you to think about it now. I'm inviting you just to be aware that in the next couple of weeks, as we go through this activation, where there is still shame lurking and preventing the light from fully being received by you, it will show up. And that's where we do the second part, the deep clearing with the light language that comes through for the full moon. Okay, so please remember this. There's a sort of start, just like with eclipses, we really need to remember the power of the new moon and the full moon working together. Now, just before I go into the co-creation, if anyone has any insights, any challenges, anything that's really been coming up, thanks, Augustine, then please put it in the chat box so I can address it in the co-creation. All right, if you're already aware of shame wounds or where you get stuck in accepting yourself fully, or anything to do really with martyrdom or narcissism that has left its mark on you, let me know so that we can actually work with that. Because I'm seeing that there's a lot of codependency, if you like, in our collective consciousness. In partnerships, there is a narcissist and there is a martyr, and that is the persecutor and the victim. Lots of archetypes. These archetypes cannot come with us in the new world. So just before I kind of go further with that, there's a couple of events I want to alert you to. I have personally been through such a huge shift in the last year, the last 2 years really, since 2020, but particularly at the start of this year to now. What's happened is what was ethereal has landed in the physical, in my life and in the seeding of the Star Peace movement. And what I have been guided to really claim is my work in activating soul consciousness in the Paradise Earth pioneers, who are the creatives with the visions for this new earth. Now, you may be an architect, i.e. you are a visionary. You may be a builder, in which case you are a therapist, a coach, a teacher, a light worker, like someone who is helping to create the new paradigm by supporting those to clear what's in the way, right? The architects already have a vision, like I had. Something lands from our souls, and we know we have a piece of the puzzle of Paradise Earth, which is essentially the Thrive paradigm. All of us who want to experience a life where we're fueled by love rather than fear are required to upgrade our programming from the struggle paradigm, from being wired to survive, to being wired to thrive, which is the oxytocin, the love paradigm. And in order for us to be truly effective, we are going to need to slow down, not speed up It's ironic, right? But it's actually slowing down. I got the message I needed to cut my work hours in half in order to really share my potency with the world, which I've been listening to, and it feels amazing. And this is probably going to be true for many of you. So 2 events that are really important to mark your calendars. If you are interested in understanding more about what this divine blueprint activation is, in simple terms, what I would say is be aware that the earliest influences that you have had in this life are very much related to your soul purpose and why you came here. But in order to fully impact and have the kind of potency you want in the world, it's very important to understand what precognitive beliefs occurred in your consciousness that were triggered by your birth, your pregnancy, your conception, and even preconception. Now, on Tuesday next week, which is the 2nd, I'm going to be hosting a webinar where I'm going to talk more to this and explain the significance, particularly for the visionaries, for the creatives who already have a plan in action, who are already putting something out into the world. But if they're absolutely honest, they're coming from adrenaline, coming from working hard at it, rather than it being something that is effortlessly being created through their alignment. So mark your diaries, 8 p.m. to 2nd of August, if you'd like to know more, and we will get an email out about that. Because even if that's not exactly where you are, we're going to be talking also about this survival paradigm to thrive paradigm upgrade. The second thing is, I always teach multidimensional yoga on Monday evenings, which is the physical embodiment of this energy work. On the 8th, which is the Lionsgateportal, I am going to be sharing a very special workshop. It's going to be a 2-hour workshop where I'm going to offer you the yoga sequences, short sequences that will support you for the whole year to fully embody the Lionsgate frequencies that are coming in. So you don't just receive your upgrade, but you assimilate it, embody it, anchor it, and amplify it. Now, this is going to include a little sequence for anxiety, a little sequence for depression, a little sequence for finding your neutrality, your divine neutrality, and then a quick exploration of the masculine and the feminine forms, so we understand the relationship, not just of doing, but also being. And this will be offered at a reduced price for those of you who book up before next Monday. So again, there'll be emails coming out about this, but I see a lot of people bringing in high frequency energy, not anchoring it, not grounding it. All that does is create more chaos in your life. It'll keep you in your mental body. It won't allow you to drop into your heart, and it won't allow you to share this gift with the world. And this is why these activations now, where we're healing the wounds of the father, healing the wounds of the mother, so that we can truly meet the needs internally of our divine child, so that we're no longer coming from that unmet need. We can actually ask unapologetically for what we want, because every one of us is here to experience what we desire to experience. We're just going to need to line up with it. So 2nd of August, 8th of August, mark your calendars, and we get going in a second. So what do we have here? We have Ella. Hello, Ella. Good to have you. Gemma. What is coming up for me is my resistance to being seen fully. I can handle being seen some, but then when it gets deeper, I meet resistance inside and outside. Ready to clear it. Cool. Well, you know there's a persecution wound there, right? Fear of what has happened in the past. And this is something I really want to iterate a lot for everybody. The things we're scared of already happened. They're already happened. They're done. We're not here to relive that. We're here to actually experience the other side of it now. The things you're scared of already happened. How does that feel? So very often we're feeling stuck in a place that actually we've already moved beyond, but there's a bit of us that still thinks we're there. So that's where our inner mum and dad come in and go, hey, honey, you already graduated from that lesson. We're on to the next one now. What is it you want to create? Hope that helps. Ella, I want to solely focus without distractions or negative people around me constantly bringing me down. I feel just as I make progress with lots of hard work, healing and practice, someone comes and undoes all the work with negativity, bad news or toxic behavior. How do I stay centered? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is stop trying so hard. The main thing is, if others are pulling you out of your center, there are some boundary issues, Ella. And ultimately, you have to decide which paradigm you want to live in and commit to it. That means that when you do that, you're basically allowing everything else to coexist, but you're choosing what you're giving your attention to. And my sense is that, you know, there will be a lot of clearing in your energy field required, because you're probably doing a really good job of using your conscious mind and your will to be where you want to be. But there's a lot of subconscious resistance. And that's what we're specialists in, is clearing that. So you might want to join us on the 2nd, where I do this exploration, explain more. And I'd really encourage you to look at the Fearless, Loved Up and Free to Be Me program, because that will give you the rocket fuel that you need. All right. We're offering free breakthrough calls at the moment. Augustine's here. He's one of our coaches, absolute master of divine child work, and really good at calling out the bits that we can't see. So allow yourself to know that this discomfort that's occurring is really to get you to align more fully with where you want to be and hold that line. And that is going to be where clearing has to happen, so that you can then anchor in the space you want to, and that's where you then maintain the energy. So I hope that helps as a little starter. Let's see where we get to today as well. So for those of you who've already been through the deep detox that we offer, you know these are the upgrade codes that just you stabilize at until the next upgrade. For those of you who haven't yet, you're getting a taster of the frequencies that you can connect to. But stabilizing in them is going to require that your subconscious and your conscious mind are lined up with your superconscious. We bring the superconscious in every time that we do these co-creations and these transmissions. But for you, it's going to be more of a taster of what is possible. And then that's going to encourage the resolve in you to make a commitment to take the journey that's going to allow the subconscious and conscious to line up with that higher path. Okay. We have to really, really want something to go through the discomfort of building the bridge to it, basically. But we've been there, I've been there, and it's super worth it. All right, I'm going to get on with it now. So there's one more that's just come in. I'm still processing some past life issues around shame and feeling like I'm being the taboo option in my romance life. Very interesting. Okay, so I think it's helpful for everybody to maybe consider past life, parallel lives, alternate lives in a slightly different way. Everything's coexisting in the now. So when something is coming up and it's feeling like it's coming from either a bloodline or a soul memory, then that's because you're clearing on many levels, not just for yourself, but for the collective. So let's just see. What I would encourage you to do, Augustine, is to bring that shame into the sphere today as we clear, right? Put that version of you in the sphere that feels that. And what's kind of coming up is, how can taboo be a good thing? How can taboo be your edge? Okay, that's feeling magical, because we don't need to apologize. We are what we are, and oh my God, you know, the shame around not being perfect. Good, I'm glad you do. All right, let's do this, my friends. So when you're ready, take a stance with your feet. Okay, you can lie down if you want to. Just leave your body uncrossed. And one of my singing bowls wanted to come through today, so I'm just going to turn the original sound on for a minute, and then I'll turn it off. So you'll hear this bowl 3 times, and then I'll start to come in with the co-creation. Take a lovely deep breath in. And let yourself breathe out fully. Again, follow your breath in your own time. So allowing the breath to deepen each time you breathe out, allowing the out breath to be a little longer than the last out breath. And every time you breathe in, just let your lungs fill up without you having to try. There's no effort. Just expand your lungs, receive. Breathing out, send the breath down your body. Breathe in through your heart and through the crown of your head. Now just remember this beautiful sphere of compassion around you. And if you're new to a sphere of compassion, when you look at the wall of this sphere, it is made of trillions of little spheres, all spinning on their own axis to the frequency of compassion. Notice that with your breath, as you breathe in, that sphere expands a bit. And as you breathe out, it gently contracts. It's breathing with you, holding you. And all of those little spheres are representing all potentials, all timelines, all aspects of your consciousness, all of your light family, your love family, your soul family, your star family. You just imagine these little spheres twinkling and shining their light upon you, their total acceptance of you. We're going to call in our I am presence in a moment. This is our soul self, our higher self. Just for a moment, imagine that you are standing on the stage that is your show, your life. And all these lights that are shining upon you are cheering you, are the love beaming down on you, the encouragement to strip away all that isn't your truth, your false identities, to let go of the layers that limit you, so that you can truly be seen, so that you can truly feel unapologetic about your own beingness. This does require the washing away of the shame, of the guilt and the blame, the judgment that was well-meaning, meant to protect us, help us survive in this world. But what we forget is we came here to remind the world that it's here to thrive if it wants to, not just survive. So from your heart, call in now your I am presence. Please repeat out loud after me, with me. Divine Creator, Creatress, all that is. I am claiming my power fully now as the co-creator of my reality. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creation. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am divine human. I am my source, self, higher self. I am unapologetically me. I am claiming my right to trust my inner authority. I am divine grace and ease. I am divine joy and peace. I am choosing to align with the Thrive paradigm. I am aligned with Earth's most graceful, easy, and joyful Ascension Paradise timeline. I am ready to be seen. I am that I am. Now take a few deep breaths and allow these statements to land fully in your consciousness. Remember, if you have crystals around you now, they're getting energized by this I am presence frequency. And as we do the clearing, what will happen is the crystals will clear too and hold the frequencies of light and love that we receive. So I'm calling in now my star families, soul families, the galactic consciousness that is Rosy Glow. I am Star Peace. I am the Rosy Glow Galaxy. I am a pure channel of divine grace, of source consciousness, of all that is. And I call on Divine Creator, Creatress to support me in all ways to transmit exactly what is needed for all who participate in this ascension process. Calling in the Lionsgate frequencies to support the graceful and easy transition from where we don't want to be to where we do. Letting go of the shackles of the past, breaking free of the mind trickery that keeps us stuck in the delusion and illusion of the struggle paradigm mentality. I am choosing to be free. I am choosing to be free. I am choosing to be free. Okay. So the elementals, the fairies, the unicorns, the rainbow dragons, they're all coming through. The sun and the moon are twinkling in acknowledgement as we soften to receive through ourselves that which is ready to be received. So please consciously soften the crown of your head. Soften the boundaries of your skin. Soften the palms of your hands. Soften your pelvic floor and the soles of your feet. And I'm inviting in now the energies of this new moon in Leo. If you allow yourself to imagine a crescent moon below the sun that is being energized by source through all of the layers of our consciousness. And this little crescent moon is now sprinkling the stardust that is the moon and the sun's energy combined. And as this energy is sprinkling, this stardust is sprinkling down through our soul chakras, we are receiving the codes for total self-acceptance. I'm going to invite you to claim that you are the divine child. So let's do that 3 times. I am the divine child. I am the divine child. I am the divine child. I am unapologetically me. I am unapologetically me. I am unapologetically me. So let's now open to receiving these frequencies. See them sprinkling through your crown and surrounding you. Now the rainbow flame is itching to come through. So let's call it in 3 times. I am the rainbow flame. I am the rainbow flame. I am the rainbow flame. Now the rainbow flame is gem frequencies, crystalline frequencies to activate our 12-strand DNA. And so the divine child is full, complete, whole, in total acceptance of self. And whatever colors you are really feeling or seeing that are being transmitted through this rainbow flame are just what you need, so that you can bring light and love to the wounds of the unmet needs of your inner child. So just bring through these higher frequencies. I'd like you to imagine that upon your stage, that all of these trillions of little spheres of compassion are witnessing and watching you. You can imagine you've got trillions of beings watching you, delighting you. And just imagine yourself on this stage now, unapologetically sharing you with the world. What is it that you feel too scared to do, to reveal, to show? What is it that brings embarrassment to you? Makes you feel like you want to hide? Can you imagine yourself in this moment absolutely standing in your glory, in your power, claiming that stage fully, and witnessing yourself without that shame, without that fear, without that sense of not enough? Give yourself a moment. And it will really be unique to you what you show, what you see. There was no shame. Who would you be? Now allow your imagination to activate fully. Again, notice the sensations in your body. Where can you feel a coolness, a tingling, a warmth? Direct the rainbow flame there, because there is a clearing going on. Now maybe you're doing a striptease and showing your body. Maybe you're daring to sing or dance. Do the stand-up comedy act. Maybe you're public speaking. Maybe you're just saying it as it is without sugarcoating it. Maybe you're speaking up where you'd normally shut yourself down. Maybe you're enjoying being super visible. Whatever it is that you would normally judge in yourself, or look down on, or be frightened of being judged about. See yourself both as the performer and also as the audience. And marvel at this glorious creature in front of you. How does your divine child show up? How is she, he, they revealing themselves to the world? Now, as you witness this being, create a small little sphere just in front of you, but not blocking your view. And as both the witness and the one who is being witnessed. Allow now any resistance to come up and be released in this small sphere of compassion in front of you. So all you do is breathe in, gather that resistance, and as you breathe out into the sphere. And I'd have it just to the left a bit so you can really see yourself in your full glory. And now we release into that small sphere everything we do apologize for. Being too loud, being too quiet, being too shy, not waiting our turn. Being egotistical, selfish. What is it that you heard as a child that stung, that limited you? What is it you heard as a teenager, as an adult? The stuff that makes your skin burn, your eyes prick. Just allow yourself to breathe it out into that little sphere and let that sphere get as big as it needs to hold everything you're releasing. So we allow the wounded child to step into that sphere. The baby that was left to cry, that learned their needs were not important, so they may as well not speak up. The toddler that learned to self-soothe because it didn't get the cuddles, the praise it needed. The young child that was always hurried along, that 1 minute was cuddled, the next minute shouted at. Parts of you that have been so scared to step forward for fear of the ridicule, the bullying, the shaming, the blaming. Allow yourself to release the parts of you that have been damaged by experience to the point that you're stuck in a story that keeps looping in your head. It never stops. You never stop talking about it. You never stop thinking about it. Just let that all go. It's not your truth. Releasing now the archetypes of the rescuer, the persecutor, the judge, and the victim. All aspects of consciousness we will have learned, we will have played out at some point in our conscious experience of life. And see that sphere getting pretty damn big now. Allow it to grow. Release the hurtful words that have been said about you, against you, to you, behind your back. Release the memories of the bullying, the nastiness that either we inflicted on others or we had inflicted on us, or both. Release the shame that comes from your self-identity, whether it's gender, whether it's race, culture, religion, sexual orientation. Whatever it is that has made you feel small, release fully now from your cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic memory. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Now releasing from the quantum field and the photon stream. So gather this from all around you. And breathe into the sphere. So one layer at a time now, clearing the physical body. Deep breath in. And we're going to move into the etheric body. So breathe into the next layer, your etheric double. And remember, as the toxins move out, they may be seen as smoke, as dust, as cobwebs. Just release what you see. Breathing into the emotional body now, all the emotional baggage that you've been carrying for yourself, your ancestors, and your descendants. Breathe it into the sphere. And now the mental body, breathing fully into all the thoughts, the thought patterns, beliefs, and expectations that keep creating stories of shame, stories of not enough, stories of unmet needs in your life again and again. And now as we breathe into the astral plane, we are releasing all attachments to all the entities, the non-physical beings that feed off our dissatisfaction, feed off our sense of inadequacy, feed off our martyrdom complex wherever it shows up. Beautiful work. So allow that sphere to start to spin now. And remembering we've already had the beautiful rainbow flame flowing through us, we're going to call on just the frequency of infinite love in this moment, which is the pure, clear quartz diamond frequency. It's both. Just allow it to come through. So I am infinite love, I am infinite love, I am infinite love. And this pure, clear, bright light moves through us. There's a final sweep of all within us and around us, and draws this energy of pure, clear love light, infinite love, into every cell of our being and into the sphere of compassion in front. So see all of the density in that sphere dissolving. And it's dissolving to pure 0 point energy, which is raw source energy, creative potential. And you'll end up with a crystal ball. Let the sphere spin. As it spins, it raises the frequency of everything in it. That's beautiful. Well done. And now we bring in the soft pink flame, the rose quartz flame of divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. Let that flow through you down into the core of the earth. Let it fill you up so you're glowing pink. And from your heart, this beam, like a laser beam of soft pink light and love, fills up the sphere in front. If you pay attention, you'll see that within that soft pink flame is a platinum dust, a stardust that is the frequency of the Divine Mother. And now we're bringing in the violet magenta flame of passionate compassion. So call it in. I am divine passionate compassion. I am divine passionate compassion. I am divine passionate compassion. Violet magenta frequencies flowing to the core of the earth, letting go of the judgment, the need to keep score, just bringing passionate compassion to self and all others, and sending this into the sphere in front. Sphere spinning and calling for now the victory flame. The victory flame is a beautiful golden stardust, bringing the energies of the divine masculine and the colors of peacock feathers. So the green, the blue, the orange, basically like a mottled rainbow. And the victory flame transmutes poison into divine nectar. You may really start to feel that tingling. Bring it through. I am the victory flame. I am the victory flame. I am the victory flame. As your body fills up with it, transmits it to the sphere. And you'll notice that the victory flame is creating almost like a skin around that sphere. It's creating the architecture of the sphere. Spinning spheres, moving, transmuting, the gold holding the structure in place. Okay. Being aware now that all of these frequencies in this sphere are now the evolution of the wounded child to the divine child. We're going to claim these, embody them. So let's just anchor that sphere in its energy presently. And just before you do, notice there's something in that sphere for you. It might be a crown, it might be a wand, it might be a pair of wings, it might be some sparkly magic shoes. It might be a superhero suit. It could be anything. They're the images that I'm receiving now. But this is a gift for you so you can embody the divine child. I am unapologetically me. So let's anchor this now. Anchor, lock and seal. Recalibrate, align, balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle, integration and full expression. In my physical reality. In all dimensions of my being. In all space and all time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now bring that sphere directly in front of you. So you can let it loom a little bit higher than the stage in front of you and your divine child doing their thing. And so the sphere that's directly in front of you now, impregnated with the energies of this new moon in Leo, impregnated with the frequencies of your divine child, is ready to be received by you. So in order for us to take our place on that stage, just take a moment. Take a moment to witness what you being on that stage actually means. What is your fully capable, empowered, self-trusting, self-worthy, self-esteemed being deliver in this world, gift to this world? And you're in your full power, embodying your divinity. How are you showing up? To see if something comes. So in order to embody that, we're going to need to claim all this energy in this sphere. So now bring that sphere at heart level, right in front of you. And let's create a rainbow bridge, which is like a travelator. And as you step on that bridge, it's coming from your heart to that sphere in front. As you step on this bridge, the sphere moves towards you. Allow yourself to step into, to transmute into that sphere. It's a portal. So now as you step fully into it, feel yourself receiving all of these love light codes. I am the divine child. I am unapologetically me. I am shining my light brightly. I am that. I am ready to be seen. I am unapologetically me. I am holding my boundary. I am that I am. As you stand in this sphere, allow yourself to keep receiving through your skin, through your chakras, until you feel yourself expanding, your light body growing. And see the sphere around you now, this one you've just stepped into, expanding to fill the original sphere that you were standing in. And right in front of you is your gift. And you may have more than one gift, accept them all. Maybe you've got wings, a crown, a wand, sparkly shoes, and a superhero suit. Maybe something else. Allow yourself to adorn your being with all you desire. Maybe you've got a beautiful ball gown instead of a superhero suit. You get to choose. And feel yourself growing in your magnificence. Feel yourself embodying the fullness of you, unapologetic you. Allow your energy to expand and notice that between the sphere of compassion around you and your physical body is your light body. Either a six-pointed star or a diamond. Let that spin super fast, anchored by your earth chakra and your soul chakra, but spinning around you and allowing a recalibration on all levels of your being in all space and time. And so we are commanding an axiotonal alignment with our unapologetic, I am the divine child, self. I'm claiming my right to be on this stage that is my life, and to live the best life I can imagine and to be. Oh, yes. So as we anchor this, as we prepare to fully embody it, I'd like you to expand this sphere to the point that the whole of the stage in front of you is included. And you get to play the game of being the witness and the performer, the director, the screenwriter, the producer, the publicist, the marketer, and the performer of your very own show. All these aspects of your being are here. And so as we anchor this co-creation, you take full responsibility for co-creating the reality we choose to be. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out through your whole body. Please repeat with me. I command this process continues until completion. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. for graceful and gentle, integration and full expression in my physical reality and all relevant dimensions of my being. I am that I am. Now just feel your amplified self. And remember just to allow all of these frequency codes to keep flowing through you until you are overflowing. To bring us back, I'm going to use my beautiful singing bowl again. And I'd like you just to imagine that as you receive so much more than you could possibly need, you enjoy this overflow of love, light, pure acceptance, pure joy, pure fun, pure play to move through you and to anchor into your earth chakra, spread across the crystalline grid, down into the core of Mother Earth. So all who want to receive joy, grace, ease, fun and play can do so and co-create in the same way. You are their example. Take a deep breath in. Gently bring yourselves back, beautiful ones. Just give thanks for what has just been received. My oh my, was that powerful. Ooh. So, my galactic guides and time in the earth plane don't fully match up at times. So I know we're a little after 2 o'clock. What I'd love to know is if anyone would like to share anything about their experience just now. It would be great to hear it. I haven't stopped recording, so I'd love to hear it in this space if you're happy to. If you are, please just put your hand up so we can hear what you've got to say. Go for it.
There's no point back yet. Home fudge balls. What was that? I'm this new energy. I need to stabilize at it, but I can feel myself stabilizing. It's really weird. Like normally I go a bit like but I feel myself stabilizing at it, and I'm like, whoa! If this is like all the time, this is awesome. I'm way out of it still. I can even see it in my face. I'm like, gone.
Well, look. Breathe through your feet, okay? But, you know...
My feet, I can feel everything is like there.
Yeah. Just be in this. So here's the thing, Ella, just to remind you, your energy is wide open now. Gemma, our energy is wide open, but it's also strongly protected with all the energies we work with. Now is not the time to go into the centre of town or call mum or do something that is going to take you out of this zone. Because if you want to integrate it, your best bet is to lie down, receive it for a few minutes, go in nature, like be in the stillness as much as possible. And if you've got chaos around you because there's children and there's life going on as it does, that's okay, just soften your heart. But keep the physical outline, the light body outline, your sphere super strong. That's all you need. Breathe through your feet just to anchor this, yeah? You are stabilizing, Gemma. Go on, Augustine.
So crazy, you know, before that on WhatsApp, like text me, he was basically dropping bombs at me and try to blame me for something. And I was in my own power, and I told him off, and I felt blame by being who I am and what I want to say. And in that meditation, I was in a very deep, like twilight zone, nearly falling asleep, but still awake. Lots of different visuals that I don't even remember now came to me that is all related to guilt, blame, and shame for being unapologetic me. And yeah, so it's so powerful clearing all these three things.
We're really, thank you for sharing that, Augustine, because I think for many of us, there's this like, when is it going to be done, right? When am I going to clear everything? And I think we just really need to embrace that what happens is we meet less and less resistance once we reach an altitude that we're there to embody and radiate at. We meet less and less resistance. But the way up, there's a lot of turbulence. The way up, our ascension path, you know, we're going into new frequencies all the time. So, you know, just know that what happens is we really shift from it being difficult all the time to being easy most of the time. And when we do encounter a moment that's challenging, we know this is another level that we're ready to receive because we're up leveling in our co-creation story. All right. So what has made it a lot easier for me is just to claim the center of my space rather than acting from the periphery, trying to affect change. From the outside, I've really had to come into my center and recognize how powerful I am. So if each and every one of you recognize just how powerful you are, you'd listen to the instructions your higher self gives you, you go, all right, I need to line up with that, not argue with it. Anyone else want to share?
So I think I asked you a question that it was like bits and pieces coming up, like that I don't know, it's either sexual energy, kundalini energy, feminine essence, whatever it is there constantly. And I'm beginning to notice more now how I'm able to hold that energy when I'm around certain people. Like yesterday when we went out, where it diminishes and then where it comes back stronger and stuff. And when we do stuff like this, like how it rises in the body or it gets stronger and then kind of like when it dissipates. And like Gemma was saying, you know, stabilizing, it's just constantly there, that orgasmic yumminess. And I said, does it just grow or does it just stay like that the whole time? Because it feels so strange having that constant feeling there and then still being aware of all these other feelings and emotions that surface when things happen. I'm not used to it. Just like, what's going on?
None of us are.
Right? Yeah. It's good though. It's yummy. It's really delicious.
It's yummy, it's juicy, it's delicious. And this is the thing is you can't access this when your head is full of crap, right? You know, just as we ask for peace and then we get peace in our heads and we think something's wrong, the moment we start to feel good and like active and like juicy and ripe, and we're worried about what's going to take it away. So our divine birthright is to be in this yummy space and to create from one wow moment to another. But in order to allow that, we have to allow the density to clear. So as we move into the full moon energies with Aquarius, if you think about this axis, Leo is incredibly about me, the personal, the self-identity. I see we've got a team meeting coming up in a minute. And the Aquarian energy is very depersonalized. So we get to just detach from that personal ickiness of whatever it is that we've come through and go, all right, I'm happy to own there's a martyrdom complex somewhere in my energy. I'm happy to own wherever shame has showed up in my frequencies. And in particular, what's coming up for us all is this release now of sexual shame. It's really, really important because our mothers and fathers were programmed too. All of us, there are very few exceptions, in fact, hopefully none, have been created outside of the womb. We've grown in the womb, even if we were, supported to be fertilized, as it were. So the more issues there are with our fertility, the more we can tell we're very separate from this raw, creative, powerful energy that is our creative energy, our kundalini. And we would certainly be working with that when we come together for the full moon, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Please be really kind to yourselves today. Drink lots of water. Stay as much as you can out of the fray. The new moon will be kicking in a few hours' time. It's about 4 hours away. And then you'll really start to feel this energy build. And if you want to come back to this meditation, you can always listen to the replay and just record on your phone the bit that is the meditation. These are the frequency codes that need to be stabilized before the full moon. Okay, so when we get to the full moon, we'll have the frequency codes that need to be stabilized for the next new moon. That's how it works. That's how you kind of integrate and then go to the next level and integrate. And remember, the deep dive is really important so that there's no resistance. That 90% of your cloud storage needs to also be on board with your current consciousness and your higher self desires. So fearless, loved up and free to be me. I'll ask Gemma, if you don't mind, just to put links to breakthrough calls and to fearless in the text box. And for those of you who'd like to join us for this exploration of the soul blueprint activation, our early influences exploration, and the invitations to join me on a sacred journey, that will be on Tuesday the 2nd, 8 p.m. And on Monday the 8th, we will have a super special yoga session for really embodying the physical frequencies to allow these high energies, these Lionsgate energies, to harmonize and to amplify for the next year. So really powerful time to join us. So much love. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, you're doing this for the collective as well as for you. And we are unapologetically me. All right. Lots of love. You've got everything there, Gemma.
I'm just trying to get the breakthrough call link.
Okay.
I'll send it out.
Yeah, that's fine. We just put it in the text box as well for anyone who catches this on YouTube. Lots of love, beautiful ones.
Got it.
Got it. Well done. Well done. Oh, love you too, sweetheart. Lovely to have you here. Oh, bless you. Is that courses link the one that's directly to Fearless, sweetheart, or is that just, that's to all of our courses, isn't it?
That's to all of it.
Yeah, I'm going to put a direct one to Fearless, and then we'll let everyone know about everything else, and we can even put one for the yoga. Although next week's yoga, sorry, the week after will be different, won't it?
Yeah. Browsers are all stuck.
Loving the colours on you, by the way, Gemma. You're wearing passionate compassion, you know?
No, I was, and when it came through, I was like, oh, I'm in line with this. Said about why did that come up? Login.
So all we're doing, folks, we're just staying on just to give you the links that you might need. But I think if it's not coming up now, just put it in the text box if needs be.
Try and memorize it. Oh, I can't. It's too long, that link, to memorize it.
Don't worry, darling, just put it in the text box when it comes up. For everybody who is looking at this and wondering, if you go to the courses section of our website, which Gemma's already put the link, you'll see that there is a link to a course called Fearless, Loved Up and Free to Be Me. And basically that is our Fearless to Divine Matrix upgrade. We're also going to be making an offer for a year-long journey with us, which will include that, liberation from limitation, and our Rise membership, so you can really deeply anchor in these new frequencies with your soul tribe, because it's what it takes, going on the journey and then maintaining it. For now, I'm going to bid you all farewell.
Got it.
Just in the nick of time. There's the Fearless.
Let's memorize it because it wouldn't stay for me to copy it. Okay.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Lots of love, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful Lionsgate. I hope to see you there.
Bye.